All right, what's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Hagshot and thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Sportster S just announced by Harley Davidson, and I'm going to give you my first impressions of this bike, at least what I can see. I can't touch it, I can't smell it, I can't ride it yet, but we at least have something to look at and something to go off of, and I'm going to give you my initial impressions of this motorcycle. We're going to look at all the features that Harley has listed and just tell you what I like and don't like from my initial thoughts on this motorcycle. If this is your first time stopping by, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel down below. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it really helps me out, and I appreciate that. Like and share the video. That's always an awesome thing, if you liked it, of course. And drop me a comment after the video. Tell me what your thoughts are on the Sportster S, the new Sportster S. Let's get into this thing. All right, so we have our introduction video. Not too concerned with that. Let's start with the colors. They have this pearl right here, this stone washed white pearl. Looks really good. Blacked out, you have like this bronze kind of thing like they did on the Lowrider S with their wheels. You have that on the new Revolution motor on top of the heads there. Also on your timing cover, of course, and it looks sick. I love the bronze type look against the blackout aesthetics. Looks really nice. We also have Vivid Black. I think they do every bike in Vivid Black, and then we have a Midnight Crimson, which again looks pretty dang good actually. So let's flip this thing around. All right, so starting in the front, we got our turn signals right here on either side of the headlamp. The headlamp to me is very Fat Bob style, you know, new Fat Bob style, kind of off-roady looking. Personally, it's one of my favorite headlights that Harley Davidson does, to be honest with you. So there's that. The turn signals do actually look like they're LED, which is huge. Mirrors are kind of like a bobber style on the outside of either one of your hand grips, and basic controls there. You got a big fat knobby tire in the front. Not a knobby tire, but you got a big fat tire right there in the front. Inverted forks. Let's flip this thing around. Gas tank looks like it's pretty decent size. I don't know if I can get on the top, or a top side view. And you almost have, yeah, I guess you have mid controls there. They're a little forward, maybe, but I don't know, man. They kind of look like they're more slightly forward, actually. So that's actually a really good thing. This bike, of course, comes standard with ABS. Now, they went from the side license plate mount, which I thought was a really clean look, kind of a custom look, to more of this behind the rear tire look. Not a huge fan of it. I don't think it's as bad as like the FXDR, but kind of is what it is. You got your tail turn signals and your brake lamp and all that kind of stuff, of course. Solo seat. Again, the exhaust is kind of very Fat Bobbish to me, man. 2 into 1 into 2 exhaust, kind of very Fat Bobbish, man. The seat looks super uncomfortable. Again, it's a Sportster, and they're kind of promising that you're going to be able to customize it just like any other Sportster. Other than that, let's scroll down. Let's take a look. It starts at $15,000. That's an expensive Sportster, and I think that may be the one thing that keeps people away from this bike. I don't know. I'm just saying that's an expensive Sportster, dude. Regardless. Okay, so stretched riding position. That to me is a good thing. If we look at the handlebars, they do kind of come back towards you. I think you would be maybe a little hunched, maybe just a little bit, but not much. Yeah, forward foot controls. Okay, yeah, so they are forward a little bit. They almost look like kind of mid, kind of forward. I don't know. That's a good thing though. I like the forward controls. As long as the handlebars come back far enough to where you don't feel like this is obviously not like the V-Rod. I hate the seating position of the V-Rod with the forward controls, and you're kind of out here. I hate that. So as long as those handlebars come back just enough to where you can get that comfortable position, then I think that's actually a really good thing. Low seat height. RDRS is standard. So this is like your cornering ABS and all those cool safety features they put in the touring bikes. That's a really good thing. It's got the uphill, stop. I forget what they call it, but basically if you're uphill and you don't know how to hold the brake while you're in place, it will actually hold for you. So that's pretty cool. New Revolution Max 1250T. Next chapter in the century of legendary V-twins is here. It's a liquid-cooled motor, double overhead cam, variable valve timing, offering amp torque and immediate power band tuned to maximum rider control. High mount exhaust. So they're kind of going back to the flat track days. And even in that video that they released, they kind of took something from the 48, they took something from the Sportster, and kind of made this one bike. Now this is cool. They have this 4-inch display. It's going to give you Bluetooth capability. It's going to give you navigation. You have ride modes now. Thank you, Harley, for introducing that stuff. Turn-by-turn navigation, we already said that. That is really cool. It's about time, because Indian has done that, and Indian does a really good job with those ride modes and the navigation, so that's a good thing. All right, so in those ride modes, you have 3 pre-programmed: sport, road, and rain, or you can create your own, tuning your bike with a specific combination of power delivery, engine braking, cornering enhanced anti-lock brakes, cornering enhanced traction settings. Damn, that's actually pretty cool. Dual purpose powertrain. So the Revolution Max is a structural component of the motorcycle chassis, eliminating a traditional frame, which significantly reduces overall weight and keeps handling precise. It's a structural component. So the Revolution Max is a structural component of the chassis, eliminating a traditional frame. Oh, way. Okay. So the motor is part of what's holding this whole thing up. That's pretty cool, dude. That's cool. A lot of the stuff, again, I have not looked at this super intensely. I watched the video, and that's really all I've done. Mid control comfort, engine guard, and quick release windshield will be available. Your passenger pillion and backrest, and a tail bag. Oh, that's cool. The Wild One collection is designed to thrill every piece tailored to the bike. Let's look at this real quick. All right, so they have Wild One grips. You have your timer medallion, clutch medallion, axle nut covers, passenger foot peg. So it doesn't come with that. That kind of sucks. You can change it to mid controls if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, but you can. Engine guards are more of a kind of a low pro fit to the bike, so those look pretty good. Tail bag. You have these foot pegs, which the foot pegs on the bike are probably not great. Yeah, so you can accessorize this thing as much as you want. The quick release windshield actually looks really good. $400. Passenger pillion, $150. Again, it looks good, but it's probably not comfortable at all. Not for any decent riding or any long distance riding. I do like that locking fuel cap though. I like the whole bronze look. To me, it just looks awesome, dude. All right, cool. So they're gonna have some accessories right out of the gate. We kind of knew that. That's what Harley's known for. So let's go back. Let's check this out. All right. So I did want to look at the pegs on this thing. Yeah, it's just gonna be standard type of pegs. I wish I could get a top-down view of this. All right, let's go down. Okay. So you got 94 foot-pounds of torque. You got 121 horsepower. That is huge. That's huge, okay? In the Iron 883 that I had, it was like 50. All right? This is almost 3 times that in a bike that is how? 502 in running order. 500 pounds, 121 horsepower. Yeah. All right, cool. That is great, dude. LED lighting, adjustable performance suspension. Okay. Cruise control. So seat height laden is 28.9. Okay. That's not too bad. 30-degree rake. It's going to come with Dunlop tires. Fuel capacity 3.1. Dang it. I was hoping they could at least get 4, but I guess it is what it is. And yeah, we've already gone through some of this stuff. I'm not going through all of these specs because it's kind of boring to me. 34-degree lean angle, left and right. That's good. Keep going. Inverted forks. We talked about that. You have a piggyback monoshock with compression, rebound, and preload adjustability, so that's good. Cast aluminum front and rear tires, 4-piston calipers. The rear is a single. All LED headlamps, low and high beam with signature position, LED tail, stop, and lamp. Thank you, Harley Davidson, for finally doing that. Tip over alert, cruise, range and tack. Phone pairing, of course, clock trip, ambient temp, low temp, gear indicator, odometer, fuel level. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So here is my opinion on this whole thing. This is a win-win as long as people are willing to spend 15 grand on a Sportster. Okay. It's a very updated, futuristic Sportster with a lot of awesome features. As long as people are willing to do that, I think this is a win. Because the Sportster, let's face it, as classic as it is, and as much as I appreciate the classic look of that, that's kind of why I chose that bike, because it was a classic bike, you know, very recognizable and all that kind of stuff, but they have to update it. And they're still going to make the regular Sportster, I would imagine, at least for a while. But they needed this. They needed something like this where that Sportster just gives you more balls. You know, not everybody's going to go out there and take their brand new bike and rip it apart and start putting, you know, this kid in there and that kid in there. I'm not somebody to do that. So I know that you can do any and everything you want to with the Sportster and make it whatever you want. But for the people that like to buy the bikes and just enjoy them right out of the gate, this is a good option because you have the increased horsepower. They don't give you the passenger setup. I think that's a drawback, to be honest with you. But how many people are going to be two-up riding on a bike like this? I don't know. It would just be nice to at least have the pillion and the mounts and pegs for the passenger. But that's just me. That's just a personal thing because Mrs. Heckshot, she likes to ride. It's liquid cooled, so it's going to run cooler if you're doing commuting and stuff like that. It's probably going to be more comfortable to ride. You're not going to have all that heat coming up off the engine. And the little 883 and the 1200s can get pretty hot. Any air-cooled engine really can get, you know, pretty warm, especially in the middle of summer in stop-and-go traffic. So that I actually do like, and I get it. You know, Harley purists are going to hate it. People that are probably just now coming into this or, you know, a little bit more acceptable to Harley making changes are probably going to like it. That there's going to be two camps no matter which way you go. Personally, I love the history and I love the old school things that Harley does, but I understand also that they have to make these changes and you still have the old Sportster that you can buy. So it's not like you're really missing out on a lot. I think you gain a lot with this. You gain that horsepower and you have a pretty light bike. Fuel capacity has 3 gallons, but I understand they're trying to aesthetically, you know, keep it, change it, but also you don't want to change it up too much, I guess, you know, and it kind of is what it is. I like the kind of bobber thing that they did with the mirrors, a solo seat, the chopped rear fender, the chopped front fender. It's a cool look, dude. It's a cool bike. I personally can't wait to get my ass into the saddle on this thing, dude, because it's probably going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Just like the Lowrider S and other bikes like that. They're just a lot of fun. And this is more horsepower than the Lowrider S. And it's coming in at, what, 150 pounds? No. Yeah, like 150 or 200 pounds lighter than a Lowrider S. I don't know. I really like it. There's some things I don't like. But again, considering what they've done with this motor, and the changes in the LED, the lamps, the safety features, all this kind of stuff, dude, I personally can't wait to get on this motorcycle and ride it. That's just my opinion, though. I want to hear what yours is down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold 'em down.